First things first, you want a template of a shirt. Okay, so if I go to import and I go to my template folder, I already have a shirt template I'm going to go with. We're going to go with front and back, and let's go ahead and import this. I'm going to get rid of this top section because I don't need it for this video. So let's go ahead and delete that. And let's go ahead and align this perfectly to my canvas. I'm going to be pretending as if this is a screen print job. Okay, so with that said, I am limited on the colors I'm going to be using. We're going to stick to 6 colors maximum for the screen printing. Okay, so that means don't go putting in 20 different colors on this stupid image that I'm importing right here. We can't print that. Okay, we're not, well, we probably can, but it's going to be very technical and it's going to be a nightmare to print. So there's tons of colors in here, as you can see, and we do not want to print anything like that. Same thing with something like this right here. We're not gonna print this. Okay, on screen printing, that is. Now, if we were doing sublimation, we could easily do this. Sublimation is full color imprints. However, you can only do light color shirts. So a super light gray, pastel colors like pink or light purple or something like that. But for the most part, you're gonna get the best results on white shirts for sublimation for full color imprints. Okay, but for this video, we're gonna stick with screen printing, and I will get a little bit into heat press. But for now, with the screen printing, the main things you need to know are the front and back dimensions. Okay, so for the front dimension, you want to stay within 10 inches wide by 15 inches tall. Okay, 10 inches wide is somewhat standard. You can go up to 11 or 12 inches wide if you have a design that the centralized point is narrow. So like, for example, point, we're gonna make this right here, and then you have other graphics that are extending out like this. So we have a super simple design that looks like crap. That is really just an example, and let's set it right here. Let's bring it above everything. Let's group it together. Let's shrink it down, and I would set this to 12 inches wide. Oh, let's make it proportional, 12 inches wide. There we go. And so designs like this are the exception, but if point was as big as this, you would not want to make it 12 inches wide. You would want to go 10 inches, maybe 11 max, but I would just play it safe and stick to 10 inches wide across the board. So stay within a 10 to 15 on the length max. Okay, for the length, 15 is the max. You cannot go above 15, period. Don't think about it, because the platen is only 15. You can't go above 15. All right, for the back, backs are generally bigger on everyone. Okay, so we would go 12 inches wide. So let's make it 12 right there. And those are the dimensions you're gonna want to stay in. Okay, so for the design on the back is 12 inches wide, and the design on the front is 15. Again, don't go past these barriers, because I'll have to resize everything, and that's a pain. You do not have to extend out to 12 inches wide or 15 inches wide. You know, a lot of times somebody will want a front pocket, and front pockets, now I say this loosely too, but for the most part, front pockets are around 4 inches wide or 4 inches tall, whichever dimension reaches there first. Okay, so if you have a 4x6 design, let's say they want this box on the front of their shirt, and so you would go, okay, it's 4 inches tall already, but it's 6 inches wide. Let's go ahead and make it proportional, and let's make it 4 inches wide, because that is the max we're gonna go. We don't want to go 6 inches wide. Okay, So keep that in mind for front left chests, 4 inches wide or tall, depending on whichever dimension reaches there first. If you have a heat press job and you have artwork for it, you want to make sure they're not using a billion colors. You want to probably stick around like 3 to 4 colors max, because it's just heat press. It incorporates a lot of different vinyls. So actually, for the most part, we just stick to like 1 to 2 colors. Like, we can't do 3 to 4 colors or whatever, but just stick to 1 to 2 colors if you have a heat press job for the most part. And you want to make sure all of your designs of the same color are welded together. Okay, so just for example, if I have all these circles right here and they're all orange, I don't want them to be overlapping like this. In fact, if I go into wireframe, I can see that they're overlapping right here. I want them to be welded together. So if I select all of them right here and I press W, it welds them together, and now the cutter for the heat press machine can cut around this without cutting through itself. Oh, and not just that, you want to make sure everything is simplified. Okay, so say I have this design right here, this freaking blue blob right here, and this is above it. If this is a heat press job, this orange needs to be cut out or simplified from the blue right here. So if I move this, you can see there's still blue behind it. It's just a blue circle. But if I highlight both of them and I simplify it, now the orange is cut out from that. If you want to get more technical and more professional with your proofs, you can always go to like Gildan.com or some other vendor's website, or just Google a shirt, and you could copy the shirt and paste it into your project, and then put your artwork on top of the shirt to give it more of that mock-up feel. It generally makes your artwork look a million times better, and the client has a higher approval rate.